from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Your source for the Department of Energy's environmental cleanup news. Energycast starts now.
Hi everyone, I'm Summer Dash. Welcome to this August episode of Energycast. Let's get started with your Energy Bites.
I'm standing out here at ORNL giving you an update on 2 reactors that are slated for demolition.
Plus, a visit from this top DOE leader means encouragement and support for Tennessee colleges and universities.
So lots of activity over the last couple months.
We're talking one-on-one with Nicole Nelson John. We're going to check in on the program she is leading and find out what it means for students in our state.
We had a wonderful time. It was a great tour. I highly recommend it.
She had fun, so can you. You're invited. Learn about the history of the Oak Ridge Reservation and all the neat scientific research that went on here. We're going to show you what you get to see on the bus tour and how to sign up. Major news out of Oak Ridge. The emergency sector map is changing. This means some homes that once fell into these zones don't anymore. We've got the old map and the new one pulled up here for you. So take a look at the old version here. I want you to focus on the western part of this map. That's zones B, C, D, and E. Those are no longer considered potential risk zones. Here's the new map. You're going to see those areas are no longer highlighted. The emergency sector map shows zones DOE and the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency designated in case a potentially dangerous event happens at one of DOE's sites. So, what does this mean and why did the map change? Because cleanup efforts have removed all of the hazards in those areas. The East Tennessee Technology Park is there on the left of your screen. That was the site of the former K-25 building used to enrich uranium during the Manhattan Project and Cold War. It has now been demolished, the soil cleaned up, and new businesses are developing there. So now nearby zones B, C, D, and E are no longer needed.
In order to reduce the footprint and to make it more efficient, we've eliminated 4 of the sectors. That way we can concentrate more of our resources to those areas that are outside the 5-mile area of ORNL and Y12, which still have hazards that could get off site.
Meanwhile, cleanup continues at Oak Ridge National Lab and Y12. If you'd like to take a look at the updated map for yourself, this is all posted online. Head on over to tn.gov/TEMA. You can type in your address and find out your zone right there. And hey, we also caught up with Stuart Bain. He's with Emergency Management here at DOE. He's giving us another perspective on what this means to all of us in an Energy Extra. That's when we take a story from this newscast and go even more in depth on our social media accounts. Make sure you're following us for exclusive content and look for this Energy Extra. We have an update on the Environmental Management Disposal Facility Project, or EMDF. DOE has sent a second draft record of decision to regulators. This updated document contains all of the public input received during the comment period that took place earlier this summer. Now, signature and approval by the regulators will allow DOE to finalize the facility's design and begin site preparation. EMDF is the disposal facility DOE started planning for nearly a decade ago. It's a landfill and would create more space for waste. The environmental management team needs it to continue cleanup projects at the Y12 National Security Complex and Oak Ridge National Lab. All that debris, well, it's got to have somewhere to go. The record of decision is just one more step to beginning work on that project. We'll continue to update you on the progress. An area at Oak Ridge National Lab is about to look much different. Demolition is about to start. Let's head right out to Energycast's Cameron Jacobs, who is on site right now with some details. Cameron.
Summer, I'm standing right here in the heart of Oak Ridge National Lab's Central Campus. The area around me will start looking much different very soon thanks to ongoing cleanup efforts. Demolition begins next month on building 3010. It's an old research reactor that dates back to 1950. Then crews will move on next door this fall to take down another reactor, building 3005. Interesting research was conducted at building 3010 during its years of operation. Originally, researchers in the facility were tasked with understanding and designing radiation shielding for proposed nuclear-powered aircraft in the 1950s. In later years, they focused on isotope production. However, the building hasn't operated in decades. That's where environmental management comes in. Workers with DOE's cleanup program made sure the building remained safe and took steps to get it ready for demolition. That took years. It involved removing all the waste, taking out radioactive materials, and draining a 27-foot deep reactor pool. Demolition is only weeks away now that the work is complete. This marks an exciting milestone for cleanup at ORNL. It will be EM's first takedown of an old reactor facility. The project eliminates risks at the site. It also opens up land for reuse and enhances access to the graphite reactor, a key attraction that's part of the Manhattan Project National Historic Park. This is just the first of many projects like this one. Most of the buildings around me will be cleared in the next 3 years. Summer?
Thanks, Cameron. We are so excited to have footage of that demolition in our very next episode of Energycast. Crews start demo on the first reactor in early September. Teardown on the second one will be underway before the end of the year. We're flying on over to ETTP to get a quick look at the changing landscape there. EM finished all teardowns at ETTP in 2020. Now, since then, crews have been busy ripping up concrete slabs, digging up contaminated areas, and replacing them with clean soil and grass. These latest flyovers show that progress and a site ready for new businesses. While cleanup is still happening in a few spots, most of that land is already available for reuse. EM has transferred 1,300 acres for economic development already. Another 500 are slated for this year. Laughter and a disco ball, my kind of meeting. Members of the East Tennessee Regional Leadership Association took their brightly colored seats to learn about work happening in Oak Ridge. The group met at the American Museum of Science and Energy, hence the kids' classroom vibe you're getting here. Today's theme was conservation. DOE OREM manager Laura Wilkerson gave a presentation.
We started with 107 cleanup sites, nuclear cleanup sites. We're down to 15.
Wilkerson talked about cleanup projects that are transforming Oak Ridge National Lab, Y-12 National Security Complex, and East Tennessee Technology Park. The group is made up of area leaders from all sorts of backgrounds to help them better understand the community. Congratulations, United Cleanup Oak Ridge. Ucor has been recognized as a top place to work by the Knoxville News Sentinel. It's all based on worker feedback. More than half of Ucor's employees weighed in on this. Many said they believe in the work they are doing and that it's meaningful.
3 things, I think. 1 is the people, 2 is the culture, and 3, diversity. With all 3 of those facets, it puts Ucor in astonishing light.
And that's not the only honor for Ucor recently. The company was also recognized for its sustainability efforts. This is the 8th year in a row Ucor has earned this national award. It was given by the Global Electronic Council, a nonprofit organization. And Ucor is hiring. If you're in search of work, head on over to their website. It's listed here on your screen for you. And that's not the only way to get involved or even get your foot in the door with this company. The Ucor Internship Program is available to college students. They get hands-on experience in their field. Who better to share about this program than an intern? Let's head over to Monica Johnson, who is getting on-the-job training right now in communications. Monica, you are nearing the end of your internship. How's it been?
Hey, Summer. The summer is in fact coming to an end, but the relationships that we have built, the networking opportunities, and experiences in our career have only just begun.
To put it in one word, it's been diverse. I feel like I've gotten to do quite a lot of different things.
Real-world hands-on experience and industry exposure.
Hands-on in the sense that the work that you do will actually end up in the field.
In 2022, 29 men and women came from 12 schools across the country, spending their summers here at Ucor. This year's program included students who took a non-traditional path, like Navy veteran Ronald Randazzo. He's utilizing his GI Bill to study at one of the nation's top nuclear programs close to DOE's Oak Ridge site.
Yeah, I was in the Navy for 6 years and then came back, wanted to do school, and then part of the reason I came to Tennessee specifically was UT's nuclear program, but also having the Oak Ridge site so close to campus. It made sense for a lot of good networking and kind of relationship building for this type of work.
University of Tennessee Knoxville student Tara Hawley is looking ahead and using her new experience to make a path for other young women to follow.
I really try to encourage young girls to pursue their interests, especially in STEM, and kind of, see what they can do and how they can change the dynamic.
The program isn't just one-sided to help the students. Dr. Harold Connor Jr., Senior Advisor to the Office of the President at Ucor, realizes there is a return on investment giving students real-world experiences. It is helping creating a diverse pipeline of qualified workers for the future.
So you have to plan for that. You can't just use happenstance and think that that'll take care of itself. You have to actively be involved in recruitment of new engineers and scientists and folks that can do this business for decades to come.
During the course of the summer, the interns participated in several career-building activities, worked with mentors, and completed a project in their field of study. I have been so appreciative of this opportunity to be exposed to real-world work experience in my field of study along exceptionally talented colleagues here at Ucor. Again, thank you, Summer.
Nice job, Monica. Thank you so much. We are so lucky to have her. We are also proud of another intern. Her name is Dari Gabriel, and we are going to share her story with you just a little later right here on Energycast. Plus, find out how you can apply for the Ucor Internship Program. And before we go to break, check this out. The Summer Intern Community Outreach Project is feeding local families. Woo!
Hey, the interns over here at Ucor, we got together with Second Harvest food drives, and
Sprout meant harvest.
over the past 10 days or so, we've been trying to collect specific foods that kids can eat without having to means of a kitchen.
You're welcome. Thank you. Just being with the interns, it's always a good time.
Thank you, man.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Ucor, so much. Without Ucor, we could not feed more.
To give and have fun with it, it's always fun to give.
We really appreciate all that you do. Thank you so much for this van. Because of this van, we're able to, last year alone, the food drive program alone was able to haul over 200,000 pounds of food.
Watch your fingers. Just with the short time notice, I didn't expect as much because I didn't feel like we had a lot of time, but the turnout was really good.
Just to see how much people brought, it was amazing.
The bus tour's back. Let's find out what some of the visitors' favorite parts were. That's always fun. We'll chat with them and some tour guides in just a few minutes.
We still have more work to do, and we want to make sure we have a very well-qualified, skilled, and diverse workforce.
You might remember Nicole Nelson John from the Energycast premiere. The DOE leader is visiting us once again from headquarters. We asked her about her work supporting Tennessee students. Find out what the future holds for our next generation of workers. That's 30 seconds away. So excited to be here again with Nicole Nelson John. Nicole, last time you were here, we were interviewing you for our very first episode of Energycast. We are now on number 4. Thank you so much for coming back and being with us again today. So Nicole, if you don't remember, is very top leader with environmental management. She's also got more than 30 years with the Department of Energy. And your passion, though, is encouraging our next generation of workers through the Minority Serving Institution Partnership Program. And I understand you just got done chatting with the president of Tennessee State University. They are one of the many universities benefiting from this. How'd that go?
It went absolutely fantastic. Dr. Glover is so excited about this program and taking her environmental sciences program to the next level. And we want to be there to help her do that. We talked about maybe potentially having a DOE day at the university, partnering with her in several of our activities. And I think that it's really a kickoff in Tennessee for our programs in a great way. We will touch, just through Tennessee State University, at least 12,000 additional students than what we were touching before in the state of Tennessee. So we're really excited.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're so excited too. And it's really neat to talk to you now, because the last time I talked to you, you were just announcing this program. So what are some updates? What's happened since then?
Sure. So at this point, I had the opportunity to do a White House Initiative webinar and talk to presidents of HBCUs all over the country, faculty, students, deans, let them know about our program and about our opportunities, particularly the internships and our Cooperative Research Award program, letting them know about that program and how it works and how they can apply, in addition to our grant program. So that was a huge effort by the White House to really push this initiative and this effort in EM. I've also had the opportunity to visit several universities within our program. I had an opportunity to go to Northwest Indian School in Bellingham, Washington, all of the HBCUs in South Carolina. I was able to visit their campuses and talk to them about our programs as well. So lots of activity over the last couple months.
Yeah, you're always busy, you're always traveling, always somewhere going around. And you're so passionate about this. I love talking to you about it because you really do care about it. What makes you so passionate about it? Why is that?
Well, I think that one, our overall workforce development and need within the EM program. We have done fantastic work within EM. We started with 107 sites over 30 years ago, and we are down to 15. We've done fantastic work, but we still have more work to do, and we want to make sure we have a very well qualified, skilled, and diverse workforce. So going out, talking to these students, getting them excited about our work, our mission. We are the largest cleanup program in the world. The opportunities abound. And I just want to make sure that we get the word out about our program.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you again for taking the time to chat with us. And thank you, of course, for all the work you're doing on this. Appreciate it. We've got a link for you to learn more information about the MSIP program. If you're a student or you know a student, maybe you're a teacher, just head on over to this website, scan that QR code on your screen or type in the web address. You'll find more information about programs and educational opportunities there. Still looking for something to do during the last few weeks of summer? The public bus tour is back, and I know some very enthusiastic tour guides who would love to see you. The guided tour leaves from the American Museum of Science and Energy and stops at all 3 DOE sites in Oak Ridge. This is a beautiful site.
Finally, after all of this.
Especially for these guys. They're guides for the ANSI bus tour who have been waiting for 2 years.
I've read a lot.
To see those wheels turn again.
Hello.
Hello. And they're not the only ones.
During the pandemic when it was closed, the majority of our phone calls were, "Where's the bus tour?"
These folks just finished up.
We had a wonderful time. It was a great tour. I highly recommend it.
The bus tour is back in person, though some virtual options will stay.
When we got the final date, I think we were all happy.
Yeah.
Because we want to tell the secret of Oak Ridge, get it out to people.
And that's exactly what you'll learn.
It's a great bus tour, again, a great tradition of going to major sites around Oak Ridge. It starts here at AMSI, and then it goes to the K-25 History Center, another museum that we as a foundation help operate with great support from DOE that tells the story of the Manhattan Project, Oak Ridge, and the K-25 plant.
You can tour the History Center and learn all about the making of the world's first atomic bomb. You'll also see how cleanup efforts since have changed the landscape. Next up,
then it goes to the graphite reactor, really historic graphite reactor on the grounds of Oak Ridge National Lab.
That's where major milestones in the Manhattan Project happen.
And learning about science like uranium and how to extract the plutonium.
From there
to the Y-12 Visitor Center to tell you that part of the story.
That part of the story is all about national security, and those missions continue today. Though many are local,
Just moved here 9 months ago.
we are told the majority of visitors come from elsewhere, even around the world, to learn about Oak Ridge.
A lot of people in my complex always say they work at various labs, and so I wanted to learn about it.
Maybe it's the stories, maybe it's the pride, but sharing it all is what keeps these tour guides so invested.
One of the great things about doing the volunteer here is everybody works together.
And the opportunity for you to take in the beautiful sights, too. Check out your screen here for the info. Those tours begin at 9 a.m. They end about 12:30 p.m. They are running Monday through Friday in August. Cost is $15. You do have to be a U.S. citizen. You can buy tickets at the American Museum of Science and Energy in person or online at amz.org/bus tours. Aim your phone camera at that little box on your screen. It'll take you right to that page. She was a point guard on her college basketball team. Now she's heading up another team. After the break, you'll learn how Dari Gabriel helped lead her fellow interns to support a great cause. It was up, down, all around for some high school students in town for a STEM summer camp. We are hopping on that bus to see what they learned on their tour of the Oak Ridge Reservation. Hey, spoiler alert, we may have inadvertently recruited the teachers to work here. You're going to see what I mean in just a few minutes. Plugged into the community. A few very smart students in our state now know a thing or two about our contractor Isotech. Isotech is a science and engineering company. Employees spoke to the Tennessee Governor's School program. That program is for top 11th and 12th graders taking classes at UT for extra credit. Isotech employees showed students how their skills could be applied to jobs in our state.
I'm just very grateful that Isotech is here to share with the students what's happening, and so that they can learn a little bit more about what the science that they're learning about, where it can end up and how it can help people.
Those students are nominated for this program by their teachers, by the way. Oak Ridge is a pretty nice place to spend a summer. For about a dozen teens, camp brought them into the world of environmental cleanup in East Tennessee. They came from across the Appalachian region for the Oak Ridge Associated University's Summer STEM Academy. Part of the 2-week program includes a tour of the reservation. The good old days of field trips.
You'll see some work going on over there.
Nothing better than getting out in the world.
Yeah.
These students came from 13 states.
These over here covered 32 and 34 acres.
To get this front row outdoor seat to K-25 history.
So you would not be able to see any of the trees starting here.
Sure, you can read about the world's largest building, but seeing the land on which it once stood, I thought it was really cool. It's just way cooler. So is understanding the process to take a building like that down.
What we do is we cut it up into pieces and we bury it in our on-site disposal facility.
After K-25, it was off to the disposal facility.
It's not a dump.
Hearing about the process from an expert.
Because the building was so old and not needed, it was demolished and placed here.
All while looking out the windows at the project itself.
80,000 yards of soil are going to be dug right there.
The tour is led by DOE Regulatory Affairs Specialist Roger Petrie.
I love telling the stories.
A man whose passion spreads far wider than any dig.
Show them Oak Ridge. Show them that we've got what we have to offer as far as opportunities for them.
Which is why learning included future possibilities here.
I grew up in a refinery working in the mining industry.
Opportunities, not just for students. Turns out their teachers had an eye-opening experience too.
So there's hope for us teachers there.
There's hope for us teachers too.
As the bus heads back and a day spent outside the classroom comes to an end.
Actually really fun to see how they had like the big green tanks with like the radioactive water. I just thought that was really interesting.
The importance of real life learning is never more apparent.
A lot of people don't feel the need to take care of the surrounding areas, and they really wanted to. They said it was their duty to do that.
It's a reminder of what getting out in the field really means.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is something that once you get, nobody else can take away.
If you'd like to learn more about that summer program, here's the info for you. There are middle and high school programs. Point your phone camera at that little box for a link to the website or head on over to orau.org. Once a guest, now part of the team. In our May episode, we introduced you to Dari Gabriel. It was her first time on the Oak Ridge Reservation. She was visiting from South Carolina with leaders and fellow students from Benedict College. A lot has happened since then. She joined the Summer Intern Program and has been supporting cleanup projects. Cameron Jacobs caught up with her to hear what she has learned since that first tour months ago.
I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I just trying to take advantage of it and do the best that I can.
This is Dari Gabriel, the first student from Benedict College to intern with Ucor.
It's been really great. I got a chance to work with each group in the environmental stewardship department. So it was cool to see like what role everyone plays.
Her experience this summer has her excited for future interns coming to Ucor through its new partnership with the college.
I feel like here, just having conversations with my mentors and other managers are like, you know, we have this position, we have that position, like apply, we want you here. That's like the best feeling.
A welcoming feeling after a long search.
I feel like I applied to so many jobs and everyone was just like, no. And so to finally be wanted by a company like this, like, it feels great.
Dari took full advantage of the experience. She worked in the field with sampling teams and attended meetings with decision makers. She also helped lead her fellow interns with an initiative to support a local food bank. Her time with Ucor showed what teamwork can look like.
Sometimes, like, not everyone participates or helps out, but here it's like everyone, like they go all out.
Dari also recognizes the strengths of having a diverse internship program.
Having people from different backgrounds and stuff coming together as one, you just create something special. So it's been amazing.
Now that the summer internship is coming to a close, this intern has eyes on her new goal.
Hopefully to come to Ucor full time and learn more than I have now and just grow with a great company.
Dari tells us she's interested in a career that continues advancing important environmental cleanup like she's seen in Oak Ridge. Dari, we will be rooting you on. Cannot wait to see how your career unfolds. There are so many opportunities in Oak Ridge for all sorts of skills. To apply for an internship at Ucor, head over to the website on your screen. Internships show up under the Employment tab. Give the Ucor social media pages a follow too. They do post internship opportunities on there as well. Next month, we will have footage of workers taking down a reactor at ORNL. That'll be a first in Oak Ridge. While some things are coming down, others are going up. We're going to take a little field trip to a newly constructed facility that'll play an important role for us. And we're going to show you some new technology employees are actually wearing to keep them safe in the heat. Pretty cool. Our next episode airs on September 18th. Thank you for joining us for Energycast. New episodes come out on the third Sunday of the month. You can watch on air and online. We post Energycast episodes on our Facebook and YouTube pages the day after they air. Head over to follow us on our social media accounts. We're always happy to answer questions and share information with you there as well. And remember, if you work in environmental management in Oak Ridge, keep us in mind if you come across a story. We are always looking for news tips and story ideas from all across the reservation. Let us know there. You might just see it right here. See you next time.